Hi, my name's James and this is Opportunity, the blog all about the business and game development side of OUYA. Today I'm going to be talking about something that doesn't actually exist, which is the downvote option on the OUYA store. At the moment there's an upvote option, so if you really like a game you can give it a big thumbs up and you can show everyone else on the store that you like it and help it get out of the sandbox mode. However, there's no equivalent downvote option. So there's a few reasons why you might want to legitimately downvote a game. So one example is ports, and not all ports are bad. In fact, sometimes a port can be better than the original. For example, if a game developer had originally wanted to make a game for a console and they couldn't, so they made the game for mobile or PC, and then the OUYA comes along and they're like, great, I can put my game on console now. They've designed the game for a controller, for a big screen, for a TV. It just plays a lot better. But unfortunately that's not always the case. In quite a few examples there are games on the OUYA store where the developers clearly haven't spent that much time porting the game. They probably haven't spent that much time playing it actually on the OUYA to sort of see how it works, how it plays, and as a result you get a really bad experience. It shows through as well. If you've got messages saying tap to continue, or if buttons are cut off the edge of the screen because of overscan, the game developers probably haven't really spent much time, and you might want to flag them up with a downvote option and say, you know what, this isn't on, you need to update your game, you need to spend more time on making it for the OUYA, so I'm going to downvote the game to show my disapproval. There's another reason why you might want to show your disapproval, and that's with in-app purchase. So a lot of consumers don't like in-app purchase. A lot of players really hate it. There's some really bad examples on the app stores, on Google Play and iOS App Store, where essentially game developers are using psychological tricks to sucker people in, or they're using things like pay to win or pay to skip the grind, which is really not good game design, and it's not fun for the consumers at the end of the day, and it just leaves a bad taste in the mouth. Now, on the OUYA store you might want to downvote a game to say, you know what, I don't want those sort of practices, I don't want those that use of in-app purchase coming to the OUYA store, so I'm going to downvote that. I'm going to say to the developer, that's not on, you need to change that. So those are some good reasons for having a downvote option. However, there's far more good reasons for not having a downvote option, and that's why it doesn't exist on the store today. And the biggest problem really is that everyone is going to be downvoting for different reasons. So some people might be downvoting for those legitimate reasons that I just mentioned. I'm sure there's other reasons why it might be perfectly reasonable to downvote something. However, some people are going to be downvoting stuff just because they don't like the look of it. I don't like RPGs, so I'm going to downvote that because it's an RPG, even though it might be a really good game. While someone else might be like, maybe I'm a game developer myself and I understand how hard it is to make games, so only if it's really, really bad or there's a major problem with it am I going to downvote it. So maybe they only downvote like 2 or 3 games on the whole store. But because everyone's using a different scale, different methods for downvoting, it's not very useful. It's not very useful for the store for ranking, because the store isn't able to pick out who's downvoted for what reason, and it's not very useful for the game developers either. The game developers can't tell whether someone's downvoted just because they don't think the game's very fun, or because it has a major bug in it. There's no way of telling. So the downvote also creates a general air of negativity. If everyone's sort of constantly thinking, oh, shall I downvote this, because it's always on the bad side. It's always thinking, well, I'm going to downvote this because of this, or shall I downvote this because of that. Whilst if there's just an upvote, then it's a case of, well, if you don't really like the game, then fine, you just leave it alone. Whilst if you really like it, you give it a thumbs up. So it's always on the positive side of things, and it means that people aren't sort of constantly complaining, going, oh, I don't like this, don't like that. So those are the reasons why there's no downvote option on the OUYA store. I think there's a possibility it could come one day, but I think what has to happen first is that OUYA needs a lot more tools, it needs a lot more ways for people to be able to find the games that they want, to be able to connect the player with the game that is appropriate for them. And until that happens, I think the downvote is probably going to be abused, and it's probably just going to get in the way and cause problems. So Yeah, maybe one day when the platform's matured, we'll see a downvote option. But I think for now, there's good reasons why it isn't there. And although it kind of sucks that you can't sort of flag up to the developer a problem or an issue with a particular game that you don't like, it for the health of the overall system is the reason why we don't have it at the moment. So yeah, that's why there's no downvote option on the OUYA store, and that's the end of the blog. So see you next time.